to thank everybody for being here. We appreciate all your help all year long working with us and the partnerships we have created. We hope to develop more going forward. So I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Walsh.
Rachel.
Thank you, Captain. And I want to special thank you to Captain Boyle and all the officers of C6. How about we give them a nice round of applause for the great work they do here in Southie. And also I want to thank Batman for being here today. Thank you, Batman. I appreciate it. Superman and Spider-Man. I appreciate you guys being here. So, yeah, Dora, thank you, Dora. And we got the bad Spider-Man, I think, so thank you all. Ricky Ball's here. Thank you, Ricky Ball. Thank you very much for being here. I'll introduce everyone in a minute. How are you? Yeah. She was telling me to be short and sweet. But let me just first of all thank everyone for coming out tonight. National Night Out is a celebration that started 36 years ago to really thank the crime watch groups around the city for the great work they did. If you remember 36 years ago, a lot of neighborhoods, including where I lived in Dorchester, had crime watches for what was going on in the neighborhoods, and it just kind of took off from there. And these National Night Outs were in response to that, to thank the community for doing that and working with the police department. And from that time, it's grown into even more than that. It's about relationships. And I want to thank all of our community activists that are here, crime watch groups that are here, residents that are here. I also want to give a shout out. We're joined tonight here by the police commissioner and Boston Police Commissioner William Gross is here. The Colonel of the State Police, Colonel Gilpin, is here. The Chief of the MBTA Police, Chief Green, is here. We also have the Commissioner of the Boston Fire Department, Joe Finn, is here. We have the Chief of EMS, Chief Hooley, is here. And all of the officers and paramedics and everyone that's here tonight, thank you for being here tonight. We're also joined by elected officials who work very hard for this community in this neighborhood, and I want to thank them all. I want to start with City Councilor of Citywide, Nisa Sabi George is here. City Councilor Citywide from Southie, Michael Flaherty's here. Your District City Councilor Eddie Flynn is here. Your State Representative David Beal is here, who did an incredible job in the budget this year for a lot of programs. Our District Attorney Rachel Rawlings is here. And as other people come in, I'll recognize them in a few minutes. Just real quickly, as I said, this is about a celebration of a neighborhood. A thank you to the residents for keeping our neighborhood safe. And we have a good story to tell, and in Southie you have a great story to tell. I just want to give you a couple stats as of last night in South Boston. This time last year there were 3 shootings in the district. This year it's 2. Last year this time there were 3 homicides in the district. This year there's 0. Crime, all major crime is down 12% from last year in South Boston, and that's an amazing thing to say. Citywide, homicides are down 22%. Shootings are up 12%, and we're going to be working on that. I'll come back to that in a second. Violent crime is down 9%. Property crime is down 9%. Major crime is down 9%. Arrests are down 6%. And the Boston Police Department have taken 462 guns off the street. So it's amazing work that's going on in the city right now. Just real quick about guns. There was 2 horrible shootings this weekend in El Paso, Texas, and in Dayton, Ohio. And I had a conversation with the mayor of Dayton, Nan Whaley, about the guns. And honestly, the biggest question I get by the press all the time whenever we were shooting, what are you going to do about the guns? What are you going to do about the guns? About 75% of the guns that are on the streets of Boston, 75% of those guns come from out of state. We have the toughest gun laws here in Massachusetts. We still allow people the right to carry arms, so we're not stopping their ability to carry arms, but we have background checks, and we're moving forward on that. Washington, the Congressman Lynch and the Congress passed 2 pieces of legislation dealing with gun violence. The Senate hasn't taken up any legislation yet. What's happening is Mitch McConnell is hiding because a lot of his members don't want to take a tough vote, and we need to have that vote taken. The reason why, how does that tie into Boston? The guns, and you can ask the state police when they're patrolling the highways and other people. The drugs are being exported being taken up north and the guns are coming down south here in Boston. If we cut off access to guns to our young people, they can't be using guns because there won't be guns for them to use. We need to make sure that Congress passes legislation. The elected officials in Washington get elected to do a job. That means they get elected to take a vote in the Congress and the Senate, just like I did when I was a state representative, or David Beal does, or the council do. You have to take a vote. Sometimes that vote's an uncomfortable vote. Sometimes you might have a constituency that doesn't want you to take a certain vote, but they need to take the vote. So I'm asking all of you tonight, tomorrow, if you remember, call Senator Warren's office and call Ed Markey's office and tell them that you would like them to put pressure on Mitch McConnell to take up a vote. Now, they want a vote, but they're not getting one. But if they hear from constituents that we want to do that, then someday I'll be standing up here talking about our shootings going down 30%, 35%, 40%. Those are things that we need you to do as community organizers, constituents, and all that you do. I really need you to do that because we want to continue. We want to end what's happening in the city as far as around the violence it goes. On a positive note, there's some great things happening in the neighborhood. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. This is our 11th stop of 12. We have one more stop after this in Town Field. You might have heard the neighborhood. It's down in Dorchester. So we're going to go there after that. But before we do that, we have some awards to give out, and some people are going to say a few words. So it's my honor to bring to the microphone a gentleman who, a year ago tonight, was appointed as the new commissioner of the Boston Police Department. He's done an amazing job, Commissioner Gross.
Let's hear it for the mayor. Woo! I'm clapping loud too, he put me here. It's an honor to serve as your commissioner, the 42nd commissioner. Boston's come a long way, and it's a rich, honored tradition that the neighborhoods are tight. We've come a long way to now our neighborhoods are all-inclusive, diversified. Boston has shown the rest of the nation what community policing is all about. Look at the team that we have up here. Your state reps, your city councilors, your DA, your police departments. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to kill some rumors right now. The Boston Police, the state police, the transit police, the Suffolk County Sheriff, EMS, and fire department, we are the first responder family, Suffolk County Sheriffs. We are the first responder family. We will not be against each other because that's what the bad guys like. We're going to be here in solidarity, serving our communities. So when you see us, and I know Transit Chief Mr. Green's right there, Colonel Gilpin, I'm telling you right now, we stand in solidarity so that we can help our neighborhoods, help each other, and help us. National Night Out. All right, that signifies what we do, but we're going to do this each and every day. And you have a commitment from our first responder family. Our mayor has our back. How many mayors publicly say that they have first responders' backs? He does. This is why Boston's strong, superhero strong. So I'd just like to thank you all for just showing the rest of the nation what Boston's about. Our rich communities, and how we do things here in Boston. Championship city, destination city, all right? So thank you, thank you, thank you. This is your team, and we owe everything to you. Thank you. So, speaking of teamwork, I alluded to it earlier. You're gonna see no gaps in service. So, the next young lady that I'm gonna bring up really cares about the community, stands by her word, and that's District Attorney Rachel Rowland. Let's give her a hand if you bring her up.
Thank you, Commissioner. I want to echo what the mayor said. Although you've heard that we are going to be thoughtful regarding people with mental health issues and substance use disorder, homelessness, that find themselves coming into contact with the system. In the last several weeks, we've had some really unfortunate circumstances where some of our first responders were injured in the line of duty doing their job or on their way to their job. And I can tell you that I personally showed up in court on both of those days, spoke with not only the chief of EMS and the amazing outpouring of the colleagues of those two individuals that were violently attacked by somebody, yes, with mental health issues, but we held that person accountable, and they are either going to be sent somewhere where they can get the help that they need for their mental illness, or if they are found competent enough to stand trial, we will hold them accountable for what it is that they did. And I similarly am proud to say that we have found 3 of the individuals that violently attacked a corrections officer that works for Sheriff Tompkins. I was at the arraignment of all 3 of those individuals in the Roxbury Division of Boston Municipal Court. We will not allow our first responders to be attacked, irrespective of whether or not somebody has a mental health issue or substance use disorder. It is one thing when people self-harm. We obviously have a lot more compassion in those circumstances, but when individuals, no matter what their circumstance, injure our neighbors, injure any of you, or injure first responders, they will be held accountable, even if it's removing them from the community to get the services that they need. So please hear me say that. Thank you for letting me speak, and I look forward to talking to some of you later.
All right, we have a couple of great awards to give out to some of our partners in the community. So the first one's going to be the Crime Watch of the Year. Bill Trabucco is going to come up. Sergeant McNeil's going to read it off.
This year's Crime Watch Group of the Year is awarded to the Polish Triangle United. This civic association primarily covers the Polish Triangle, an area roughly bordered by Boston Street, Dorchester Ave, and Columbia Road. Back in November 2017, Bill Trabucco saw a need for a new civic group which would advocate for his longtime neighborhood and keep residents and business owners informed of important issues in the area. He wanted to give his neighbors a voice to be heard in a more open forum without the complexity and bureaucracy of an organization with an executive board and required paid dues. As a result of this vision, he founded the Polish Triangle United. Over the past year, the area has dealt with several challenges, to include the expansion of the South Bay Mall, various quality of life issues caused by the homeless in the area, and an increase in traffic on neighborhood streets. However, instead of simply complaining about the issues or passing blame, the Polish Triangle United, led by Bill Trabucco, are quick to seek solutions. They have formed a working partnership with the Boston Police Department and other stakeholders in their community. Whenever an issue arises, the Polish Triangle United Group communicates with Captain Boyle in the Community Service Office at District 6, as well as their other partners. All of the parties then work together to address the issue with constant communication back and forth until the problem is rectified. Bill Trabucco goes above and beyond in seeking out resources and information for the members of the Polish Triangle United. For instance, last summer, Bill invited all the candidates for Suffolk County District Attorney and hosted a forum so that his members could make an informed choice in the election.
I remember that.
Additionally, at recent meetings, Bill has had guests speak to his members about financial planning and personal safety. The proof of Bill's dedication to his community is in the large crowds he draws each month at the Polish Triangle United meetings. Because of their hard work and their sense of ownership and pride in their community, the Polish Triangle United is awarded the District C6 Crime Watch Group of the Year.
Folks, thanks for coming out tonight. I just wanted to say a quick word. Me and your mayor here go back 40 years. We were altar boys together. And I just want to say that when people say to me, oh, you know the mayor? I says, yeah, I grew up, we know each other since we were 11 years old. Says, he seems like a good guy. And they said, well, I can tell you, he was a great guy at 11 years old. He's a great guy now. He hasn't changed. He's a down-to-earth, a good human being. Thanks, Mike. And congratulations to Madam DA for your victory. Thank you so much.
Okay, our next award is for a very good friend of ours and a partner in the community, Deacon Paul Klein. Paul, please come up.
In November 2017, a teenage male was the victim of a homicide while walking home inside the Mary Ellen McCormick housing development. Following this tragedy, Deacon Paul Klein recognized the need within the community for families affected by violence, as well as homelessness and addiction. Taking action to address that need, he reached out to the District C6 Community Service Office and the Boston Housing Authority to discuss ways that St. Monica's Parish could become more involved in the community. The result was a peace breakfast hosted at St. Monica's Church. Working in partnership with the South Boston Seaport Catholic Collaborative, this peace breakfast soon became a monthly event, providing a community meal and an oasis of calm, peace, welcoming, friendship, and goodwill for families and individuals who may be struggling. Due to Deacon Klein's unwavering leadership and tireless dedication, the monthly peace breakfast has continued to grow and has expanded to include peace dinners during the colder months and outdoor peace picnics during the warmer months. These events provide not only a warm and healthy meal, but also the opportunity to connect with the community, share in meaningful conversation, and renew one's faith and spirituality. To date, these breakfasts, dinners, and picnics have served over 3,000 attendees. Seeking out partnerships in order to solve problems is the essence of community service and of community policing. In recognition of his hard work and dedication to the South Boston community, I am pleased to present Deacon Paul Klein with the 2019 National Night Out Community Service Award.
Thank you very much. Our ministry at St. Monica's wouldn't be possible without the enthusiastic support and encouragement and partnership of the officers from C6, Captain Boyle, Sergeant McNeil, Officer George Ballot, Sergeant Joe Kintigos from the Boston Housing Authority has been a partner with us from the very beginning. All of us are united around a common assumption that we all know to be true. Children need many things to grow up healthy, but without peace, nothing else matters. Families need many things to grow up healthy, but without peace, nothing else will work. And so we invite you to join us in this ministry of building a neighborhood of peace, a neighborhood where we look out for each other, care for one another, and lift up the ones among us who are in most need of our help. Thank you again for this award.